should definitely have a cold opening from here on out because, I mean, people want to hear about what we're talking about before we jump into shit, don't you think? Maybe? That's weird. Oh, we're recording. So, anyway, my name is AJ. Welcome to 30 and Nerdy.
You duplicitous taint.
Who's this handsome guy sitting over there?
You probably talking about me, Brady.
The self-righteous, cock-sucking, two-faced backstabber.
Oh, I am.
Hey,
Ooh.
ooh.
And what about this very handsome feminine man over there?
You do have lovely eyes.
My name is David.
You're some pretentious fucking nerd.
Anyway, welcome to 30 and Nerdy. I have no clue what we're talking about. David, you wanna eat that tree or?
Sure, we're gonna hit a few things. One thing I do want to talk about, and Brady is probably gonna like this. AJ, you can tune out for a few seconds because this is gonna be about football.
Oh, cool.
But I am sadly probably going to have to root for the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
I heard they
buddy.
cheated.
Oh my god.
But
That's what my uncle said on Facebook.
they always, everybody says
My uncle's a huge Steelers fan, right? And he's just posting update after update that day. And I'm just like, dude, stop it with this shit.
Well, at least our quarterback
Accept your
isn't a
defeat.
rapist like Ben Roethlisberger.
He's got pictures of him with this towel over his face in defeat. And I'm like, what the fuck is the deal with this towel? Can somebody tell me why do you have something called a terrible towel? If it's terrible, why do you want it?
It's menacing terrible, not like it's covered in poo.
Oh, see, well, like I always see it
The
over,
terrible
like,
towel.
Whenever fans and shit have those things on, like they're like covering their faces with them. And it's just like, I'm terrible. Don't look at me.
No, see,
The Steelers
when-
fans are, yeah.
when fans, when their teams are terrible, what they do is they wear brown bags on their heads because they don't want to be seen at the games, but they still want to go to them.
Brown,
so they don't
that-
want anybody to notice who they are.
That's
So those
an
are New
odd
England
color.
Browns fans.
When we
I
were
was gonna
The
kids,
New England Browns, the Cleveland Browns.
So when we were kids, we wore brown bags on our heads. All of us lined up for the buses with brown bags to go see the Chiefs.
Go away, Joni Ernst. We don't want any of that here.
You know I'm related to that dummy?
Well, that's your problem.
It is definitely my problem.
But all that to say, the reason is because when the Vikings fans went to the Philadelphia game, and I mean, seriously, the fans, it was basically like,
Dude, they...
black people walking down a Trump rally where people are just shouting, "Go you, yeah, go Eagles, you guys suck." I mean, it just was everybody flipping people off and shouting the F word at the Vikings fans. We're just walking into the stadium and throwing, like,
The
there's a
Vikings
video.
got fucking mopped, though,
Yeah,
dude.
well, they
yeah.
did. I don't know what happened to them. But
I have never seen somebody get brutally fucked so hard, and I watched some porn.
I point you towards the
Last year's Super
Cleveland
Bowl.
Browns this season.
Well, guess
or
what?
last year's Super Bowl.
0 wins.
But
Go ahead.
there's a video, several videos, but one where like they were throwing full beer cans at the fans.
Unopened?
Yeah, unopened, just pitching because you could see them hit the ground and just like
What
flash
a bunch
everywhere.
of dicks.
I hope they brought them with them because at a
But there was one Vikings
An
fan who like
NFL
caught one
game.
and just opened it and drank it.
what a good guy.
that's like $8, like 12-ounce can.
Yeah.
But I mean,
if not
it's-
more.
Seriously, I cannot cheer. I could not cheer for because I hate the Patriots because I'm a Bills fan and you guys always just demolish us.
Not you.
Okay,
Bills are usually
lately-
Yeah, but you got
Lately,
you got
you have-
that northeastern, rivalry going.
Yeah, and so that's.
Yeah.
I mean, we're.
I think it's like, well, we're the better team that has red and blue in our colors. No, we are.
But I can't cheer for a team because usually I'll just cheer for whoever's going against the Patriots because I'm a Bills fan
Yeah.
and we never go to the Super Bowl anymore. So
Anymore? Did
we
you
went.
ever?
Yeah, when I was a kid, we went 4 years in a row and lost
Oh.
4 years in a row.
I mean,
good
it could
times.
be worse. You could be a Chiefs fan.
That's true.
They
Chiefs.
drop the ball every year.
Chiefs were okay this year.
You know what's really funny?
Were they wild card this year?
Yeah, they pooped out in the playing games.
You
just
know
like
what's
us.
really weird is that if anybody first heard this, they'd be like, "Man, that AJ guy really knows his sports." Nope, I happened to catch one game on the television at a gender reveal party,
on the telly.
and and then I hear about it from my cubicle mates.
So
at work, so.
that's just me saying I'm going to be cheering for. Also because I also enjoy when if the Buffalo Bills were there, I'd want them to to win. But since they're not there, I can just enjoy football for football's sake.
Yeah.
I would like to see Tom Brady win the 6th one because, I mean, he is the greatest of all time, and I'd just like to see history be
Yep.
made, even though I think that Gronkowski's a giant douchebag. But
He's just he's like a...
he's a frat boy. He's
Yeah.
a party hard.
Like if I was
He's basically like Neanderthal.
if I was to
and-
describe him with a sound, it would be...
he's a dude, bro.
Yeah, but he's a big hunk of muscle that can catch a ball.
Oh, heck yes.
Even though he got concussed
Yep.
in this last game.
But he'll be back for the Super Bowl.
Let me tell you something about people who get concussed. They keep doing it until they can't do it no more. Then they work at Target.
And then they get CT and
Kill
die
themselves. Like
Well, I was
Junior
talking
Seau.
about.
Yeah.
I was talking
RIP.
about Brian.
early. Oh. Well, now he's like a
Yeah, he's like a
biological-
brainchild. I wonder what happens if he still has his retard moments, though.
I'm assuming
Like
probably,
he's like sitting there in the lab handling some dangerous thing, and then he's just like, dude.
Well, I think what happened
Like,
is that
gee,
we were up for
I
so
sure
long,
hope I don't
dude.
drop this Zyklon B.
Because I think the reason he did that is because we'd be up for so long because we work 8 hours and we come home and play WoW till the buck crack of dawn, sleep for a few hours, get back up, play WoW again, go to work, come home, play WoW, go to sleep for a few hours.
Eat, pray,
And
love.
So I mean,
Yeah,
you just go through that cycle, and of course you're going to be a zombie at some point in time,
yeah, that's true.
more often than
Well,
not.
I mean, but a lot of it was because of all the
yeah, the
head
football.
headshots he took when he played football. I mean, like he had his entire hand crushed too. So
Yeah, we love you, Brian.
he's a great guy. I hope he listens. That's for you, buddy.
But that's all I had to say on that. I just wanted to say that I'll be cheering for the New England Patriots.
I hope they win
well, of course you do.
because I'm a Patriots fan.
And now,
Yeah.
now I'm going to pretend. Now I'm going to turn off and let Brady talk to you about his views on John Wick 2.
You know what's funny though? I didn't turn off. I should have. I could have gotten a little cat nap there.
He could have.
I'm so tired.
Drink that that energy drink.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I'm
from over
drinking it
here.
really slowly because my stomach's just kind of like fuck you right now.
What am I drinking? It's
Whoa,
cranberry
dude, that's
Red
a-
Bull.
That's a deep cut.
The Red Bull.
Yep, it's delicious. Cranberry
Red-
flavored.
Does it really give you wings?
No.
I hate cranberries.
I love
It's
cranberries.
They're
delicious.
so tart.
And I didn't know they sold these in the boxes of 4, so I bought 3 of them. I fucking loved it.
Oh, you bought 3 of the boxes. Okay, I thought you bought just 3 cans.
Oh,
You're like,
no.
Oh, they sell them in 4-packs, and I just got done buying
fuck those.
3 cans.
But they're only 12 instead of... You know what? Doesn't matter.
Well, Red Bull always comes in a smaller container.
Yeah, because it's
supposed to be more caffeine than a cup of coffee, even though it doesn't.
it's more than I'm used to. That's why at 1 in the morning last night I was just like thinking in bed, just like, man, oh my god, it's gonna happen like in 100 years. Like, I gotta go to bed. This caffeine sucks.
Well, at least
AI
like,
will take over, and we will be the slaves of all.
I hope
machines.
so. But until then, I'm gonna have to tell you about
John Wick.
John Wick 2. Now, we all know that David... Okay, out of stars on a 10-point scale, what do you rank?
John Wick 2.
Yes.
I would say it's 6.5, 7, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Number 1, I would say, is about a 8.
Yes, I would agree. 2.5 stars. 5. out of
That's
10.
a hot wing take.
Okay, so the first movie, I looked it up, an hour and 44 minutes. It's a perfect, fun popcorn movie. This one's 2 hours and 2 minutes. Now, those 20 so minutes don't seem like they'd make that big of a difference, but they do. Oh my god, do they make a difference.
It was a little bit longer.
So, every fight scene seemed like it took 45 minutes to finish. John Wick, he's fighting Common. I forget his name in this movie.
Yeah.
It really has no meaning.
Yeah.
And they're at the top of this flight of stairs in this city. And they're fighting and they throw each other off and they're down at the next landing. And that happens 4 more times.
Oh my god.
That is the one.
It's
That is
just-
the one thing I do have against even John Wick 1 and 2.
so bad.
Is that because I mean, you've probably watched UFC, and I mean, you see how people get wrecked just from a few glancing blows.
Yeah.
From
and they're professionals.
Yeah, and they're professionals, and they're going at it. And so that's the one thing I do have against John Wick is that sooner or later he is going to have to run out of gas. And I mean, I understand that he is supposed to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And he is. But I mean, sooner or later,
And the
all
first
the beatings are going to have to add up to him getting shot in the face.
or being just one giant ball of sore and he can't move. Like his joints would be swollen.
Adrenaline's going to wear off sooner
Yeah.
or later.
But the first one, I felt like it was believable. Like, yeah, this super awesome assassin just this good at shooting and not getting shot. But then they're in the catacombs of Rome, and there's like, I want to know where these assassins can hire like 1,000 mugless dudes just to come fight in the sewer. So he shoots at least, I counted 4,000 people in the face. And it was just so bad. It was too long. I know there's not much story involved with it, but the little that there was carbon copy from the first movie. Even down to the point where young evil guy has to be explained who John Wick is by the older, more grizzled evil guy.
Uh-huh.
It's like, dude, we already saw this. Do something different. But I know it's not supposed to be any Oscar bait, big,
Yeah, it's just supposed
grandiose movie. But they could have tried to do something else. And I don't know. Fight scenes were way too long. That was my biggest gripe. And the fact that every single person in New York was an assassin at the very end. Sorry if I'm spoiling anything, but it's whatever.
I mean, it's not a movie you're going for plot.
No. And I wish they wouldn't have made Keanu sound so Down syndrome-y when he talks. Maybe that's just John Wick's personality. He's not good at talking.
Yeah, he doesn't really. I mean, in the first one, it was. I can't remember, but it was something, award worthy of how much dialogue there wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was just really.
And the
Very
award for least amount of dialogue goes to John Wick. Thanks.
He just leans to the mic, goes backstage. But 128 total kills in John Wick 2, and most
Seriously?
of those came from the catacombs, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And the one thing I did have is because there has to be more than just that entrance and exit because it was locked when he went in there.
Yeah.
Because he got the key, and somehow they know that that's where he's going to exit.
Yep.
So they all are there. Which, I mean, that was an amazing scene, though. I mean, just the fluidity of him taking down all the people in the catacombs. But still,
Yeah.
there's just so many people that there has to be. Some of those bodyguards had to go to a different place. Be like, okay, he's going to come from here instead of.
Nope. All file in.
And I will say, the one deaf assassin, I can't think of what her name is, but really good looking.
Shoot, that was cool.
I'd let her shoot me any day.
Yep. I think she's actually gay in real life.
That's too bad
Yep. For us.
for us.
Great for her. I don't know. I know a lot of people would hate it just because of how gratuitous the violence is. Like when that giant sumo assassin's fighting him,
Yeah.
and he just shoots
Down
down
into
his
his
head. I'm like, oh my, this is horrifying.
And then he gets back up,
Yeah,
or tries to.
from a shot through the brain.
He's a big guy. It takes more than one bullet to the head.
That's true. He's got a big brain.
And then I liked how he killed the guys with the pencil. I thought that was
Yes,
pretty cool.
that was cool. How the stories were true.
Yeah. With the pencil.
One thing you know about John Wick is any story you hear, that's not... What was that line?
That it's exaggerated, or that it's embellished.
Yeah, underwhelming. I don't know. It was... Like that fight with him in Common. And the fact that there was no music during a lot of the fights.
Uh-huh.
It's like I was sitting there bored looking at my phone like, oh, they're still fighting.
And then they get on the subway and they're still fighting, and then they're still fighting.
Yeah. And you see people in the background just sitting there like, get off the train, maybe? That part was cool, just as fighting close quarters.
Yeah.
But I do want to see more with the like world of spies
Or the assassin cult and
or assassins. Yeah, I forget they're assassins.
And I do like how there is this whole entire network where the guns and all the clothing and just everything.
Yeah.
They have their own little special world, basically.
I did think it was kind of dumb how they're sitting there talking about it like it's dinner.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, John Wick is a professional. Literally every assassin in the world knows who John Wick is. You should just be like, I want this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, and 3 knives. Like, okay.
Now,
I know they just did it to make it
cool.
Yeah.
But how did you like the part in the catacombs where he did the tactical reloads and checking the?
Oh, that was
chain?
super cool.
That was freaking sweet.
How he had the one on the side, just in case he had no bullets, and then
just popped it in.
yeah.
And
See, I liked all that, but
I would agree. It was too long.
It's 10 times more cheesy than the first one, and I want to know why there's never any cops that come, because they shoot a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And that shotgun is so loud. You'd be able to hear that even over that stupid concert they're at. And the dumbest thing that happened in that movie was where they're in that mall or something. And Common... yeah.
I wish that they would... I wish
God,
that movies like this would actually show what a silencer actually sounds like instead
you can
of
still hear it. It's
yeah.
not,
Because it's a sound suppressor, so
Yeah.
that you can't tell where it's coming from, but
you
you're
can
still going to
hear a
it.
gun just went off.
Yeah, I mean pistols. They are kind of getting to the point where they do sound a little bit like that, but not to the effect. You still would know a gun was going off. You just would be like, "Where's that coming from?"
Mm-hmm. But I fell out of my chair. I rolled my eyes so hard when they're just sitting there, arms crossed, shooting at each other. It's like there are innocent people. You're gonna shoot someone in the face. Oh, that part was so dumb. I know I'm nitpicking it pretty hard, and I'm the person who loves the crap out of the Expendables series, so I don't have much room to talk. Those are the dumbest movies I've ever seen. But I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it compared to the first one.
It's not the same as the first one.
Yeah. But I'd still see 3 when this assassin stuff happens.
Yeah,
I just feel so bad for John. He just wants to...
just leave the
He
game.
literally just got home and then needs some blood debt.
So I really like the concierge for the New York. What do they call the hotel?
Continental.
So I think his name is. I'm looking up on IMDb.
He's the
Sharon, but
he's the voice of Zavala in
he
Destiny.
is. Yep, Lance Reddick.
Zavala.
And Ruby Rose is the
Oh yeah, the deaf lady.
deaf, and she did an amazing job. But you know that because she is tiny,
Yeah.
and anytime you get into close combat, even like a man and a woman, if a woman is that much lighter than a man, it's not going to go well for her, even with great tactics.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even in college, I had a friend who was like a, high degree black belt, and another guy who was bigger, but was just a wrestler.
Yeah.
And the one guy was they're both trash talking each other for just doing what guys do in dorm rooms, and the one guy who's the wrestler just jumped across the table and pounced on him. And I mean, once you're there, all the
Your moves don't matter
Yeah.
if there's massive persons on top of you.
yeah, just wrestling is gonna win. I mean, that's why Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu seems to do so well. If you can't strike them,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Get him on the
get
ground and
piss
pin
pounded
him.
out of you,
Yeah.
get your arm broken and choked out. But
I hope that they do a lot of things differently in 3.
I think it's going to be more of the same. I think it'll probably be a ton of fights, every assassin coming after him.
Yeah.
I would like to see. I'm assuming Lawrence Fishburne will be on his side or something like that.
I hope so. That was cool.
I like that a lot.
I love how the dichotomy of you got the really pompous, rich Italian, and then the dude who has pigeons in New York, but
He's
it's
dressed
still
like a homeless person.
Yeah,
but
still the king of his castle.
Yeah, and then he goes into like that little chamber and he gets like the silk robe on. And
Yeah.
it's in like a tenement building.
And everybody's an assassin.
Yeah.
Every person in New York.
And I liked how when he met the Italian guy for the Continental, and then where he's meeting him at the fountain, and then he, calls him off or does whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he did, but where he calls him off and everybody just like stops.
Yep.
And every single person that was there is, either works for the Continental or is an assassin or.
I did really like when John and I forget his name, Common, are fighting, and they fall through into the
Cassian.
Cassian.
Yep.
Yep. And they fall through the window into the hotel, and they like stop and they go, "Why don't you guys go get a drink?" And they're like, "Oh, that would be very, very terribly hard to do." And
But
at first you're like, "Oh, maybe they'll settle down and be like, you know what, you had to do it." But it was like, "I'm still going to kill you."
And then where the girls are sitting there and like, "Not if I see you, or I'll get you first."
Yeah.
He's like, "Not if I see you."
Yep.
I just like John Wick. He's like the every person.
Yeah.
He just can do it. He can do it all. He can sign. He can speak in Russian. He can kill you with a
Pretty cool.
pencil.
I know.
Pencil.
I'm probably looking at it too hard because it is just a dumb, fun movie.
Yeah, but I would agree. It is
comparing
too
it
long.
to the first one, and I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as the first one.
I would agree that it wasn't as good as the first one, and it was probably a little bit too long. The fight scenes for some of them were a little bit too long, but
Yeah.
all in all, I still enjoyed it.
I'd rather watch it more than a lot of other movies.
Yeah, I could probably go home and watch it again.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go home and watch Blade Runner, the new one.
Have you seen that one yet?
Yeah. I saw it
How is
once
that? Because
in
I haven't seen it
theaters.
yet.
It's very good.
Now, this one takes place in the future?
Yep.
How many years after the first one?
Quite a bit.
Because, I mean, Harrison Ford is still in it.
Yeah.
And then we
Which,
have...
honestly, I know they sold it on the back of Harrison Ford being in it,
Uh-huh.
but they should not have shown, even hinted that he's in it.
Mhm.
Because he's in it for like maybe half an hour, maybe probably less. He's just a small section. Well, no, he's not. He's in it more, but he's not the main crux of the movie for the longest time. And if you had been watching it and you're a diehard Blade Runner fan, and you're like, oh fuck, Harrison's in the movie, but it's beautiful. Like you can tell. I think the guy who directed it directed Arrival, so he loves hard sci-fi, and you can tell he really likes Blade Runner, and he does it excellent justice.
It's always nice when you get somebody who appreciates the previous instead of trying
Yeah.
to make it their own. They just continue the story.
Yep. Well, he kind of did make it his own, but it still got that noir, artistic, long shots, just for the sake of long, beautiful, artistic shots. And I love that it wasn't directed by Ridley Scott, because he's ruining his franchises. With the new Alien movies, like, just stop. Quit. That horse has been dead for like
I kind of like
20 years. Quit beating it.
What was the latest one? Not of the aliens,
Covenant.
but what was the one that wasn't really aliens but showed like the progenitors to the human race and
Oh, God.
Prometheus?
Yes. Yeah, see,
I didn't mind that one.
I didn't.
I kind of like that one.
It wasn't my favorite, and I wouldn't really seek it out, but I'm glad it was something new.
Yeah, because it just was a different story. I mean, there's still an alien, but I just enjoyed the origin.
Yeah.
and
Because you can't stick a xenomorph on a ship with a crew again and have people be like, oh, yeah,
this has never been done before.
yeah, we've seen this so many times, so I don't know what... I think it's kind of creatively bankrupt, except for this dumb black goo they're adding.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't know. Ridley Scott just retire. There was that one article. It's like, Ridley Scott would have been such and such an age this year. It's like, and then Ridley retweeted it. He's like, aside from how it may look, I am still alive. It's like, damn it. Not for a while we were free of you. But yeah, we'll have to watch. We'll have to have a 30 Nerdy screening night.
Just all the movies that we talk about.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of time.
No, Blade Runner is almost 3 hours long.
And we'll get some copyright strike on us if we put the audio.
True. We could just enjoy it ourselves. Not let the listener in on it. Watch movies on your own, you losers. Just kidding.
But then the other thing I'd kind of want to talk about, because there aren't any really good games coming out this month that I think. I mean,
Oh, Monster Hunter World.
yeah, but see, I'm not excited for that one.
I am so excited.
Because let's see here, Dragon Ball Fighter. I know a lot of people will probably be excited for that.
I tried playing the free demo or beta on PlayStation 4, and it doesn't matter what system, and the servers were abysmal. Like, I tried for an hour and I couldn't get into a single match, and apparently it was a big
Everybody was having that problem.
so they extended it, and I didn't get a chance. But I watched it played, and it looks great.
I'm just not a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I don't really care about the universe.
I like the games more than I do the show.
See,
Just 'cause
the
they're
only
fun.
fighting game I really play is either Dead or Alive, or Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. That's my bread and butter. I tried Street Fighter, and it's just
Yeah,
too hardcore.
yeah, I can't get in. It's like trying to play either a fun racing game that kind of has a little bit of sim but more arcadey.
Yeah.
and then you go for the full sim.
Yep. You
And
turn
I-
off traction control and
Yeah.
ABS, and it's like, nope, not fun. I get it, but no.
Though the new Mortal Kombat is looking at the fatalities almost was too much for me
Is that 10
because they are brutal.
or X?
X, yeah.
X10. Yeah, like where it X-rays and shows you what you're doing, their organs
See,
and bones.
that's not bad. The actual
I guess I've never seen any of them.
if you type in fatalities Mortal Kombat X, there are some really brutal ones. Like Jax will pop somebody's head off basically, or like punch it so it flops back and their neck is there, and then he puts out a cigarette or a cigar in their bloody stump of a neck. I mean, that's like a tame one.
In beautiful 1080p,
Yeah.
full detail.
There's one of the girls is the bodyguard of the sun god of the Aztecs, who's the leader, Shang Tzu or whatever of this game, or Shang Tsung. And she will give you a kiss, but she basically puts bugs in you, and then they eat their way out. It's really gross. So it's like, I mean,
Like a
I enjoy
scarab.
gratuitous violence, but this is pushing even my
Make
boundaries.
you itchy. Like the scarabs from The Mummy.
Yeah. One I kind of am looking forward to is Player Unknown Battlegrounds. That's supposed to be December 20th, though, so that's, for first full release on Xbox One and stuff like that. There's still
'Cause
early
it's out
access
now.
on PC, yeah. But this month, the biggest one probably is the Monster Hunter
Yes.
World. And that one I haven't, from the E3 trailer, I just didn't really wow me, because I never got into the first.
Yeah. See, I've always wanted to, but I've only had 2 Nintendo things. A Wii U, which was a waste of money, and
Yeah.
my 3DS, which was also a waste of money because I never used it. But I know a couple of my friends are going to get it. John and Brock are. We're going to play it pretty hard.
And it is coming to the Xbox One, PS4, so...
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be January 26th, but we'll see.
Oh no, it's ready.
It's ready?
Yep. We got
So, in speaking of that, and seeing that there aren't really a lot of games coming in the future, I thought it'd be fun to talk about games that we wanted to see either or a sequel to games, or games that we thought would be cool to be made from our favorite IPs out there, whether it was a totally different direction or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
My big thing, and these will both be kind of the same vein, because I love the card games. I really love Gwent. Really
Yeah.
fun to play. Even though they changed it up a lot from the Gwent in the game to Gwent on the consoles.
I forgot there's a standalone version of it.
Yep, but it is pretty fun. Not hard to pick up,
Yeah.
hard to master, but
What
I
do you do?
really
You have like different waves of dudes.
Yeah, because basically you kind of have to hedge your bets on what is this person going to do? Are they going to try and go all out? Because you only have so many cards, and you have 3 waves, and whoever has the most points at the end of each round wins, and then whoever has 2 wins the whole entire thing. And so many cards to play with.
Yeah.
So you either have to meager it out and kind of guess, okay, I'm going to just end my turn, and then that you forfeit the rest of your whole entire battle because you've kind of seen that they did something, and you could kind of put it to your advantage if they win this round, but you still have a ton of cards and they wasted a lot. But the thing I was going for is I really like Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yeah.
Really fun to play, but I would love it if there are 3D models and animations. So basically kind of like Star Wars chess, where you have those giant creatures that are holographic and they'll move from piece to piece. So I think it'd be kind of fun to see this creature is attacking that creature, and so it does something like fire damage or whatever may be.
What is it, Duelist Island from Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, kind of.
But in a game.
But yeah, like or
I know
what's
there's...
the not VFR but augmented reality type thing.
I know there have been like PlayStation Eye games that it scans the card and it brings it up on the screen.
Yeah.
But that's not for Magic.
Because I think it'd just be a lot more fun to have, if you're playing the Eldrazi and you're on their homeworld or whatever, and just having kind of different landscapes and stuff like that. I think that'd be really fun. In the same vein, I would really like, and you may not know anything really about this, but Warhammer.
Yeah.
And they have like the RTSs, which I love. At least the first one I love. The second one, they changed a lot of stuff and not as good as I think the first batch of that and all the additional stuff that came with it. But I would like it if they would have because I think you could make a ton of money if you just bought the game and you got a standard battle box. Because when you buy the game with miniatures, you buy, I want to be the Space Marines, and so you'll get this, and this is the standard units, and then you get, and I guess maybe with the game you get to choose one of the, because there are HQ units or headquarter units, which are kind of your named characters instead of just here's my tactical squad and here's my this squad and that squad.
Yeah.
And so I think it'd be fun that you could actually kind of just like with the trading cards that Steam has, or different games where you'll get mounts and stuff like that you can accrue, that you'd be able to build the army that you want to and have all these kinds of things, but have it have 3D rendering once again. And so you'd have all your units, and because everything is based on, like, this unit can shoot 24 inches, and it can walk 6 inches, or it can run for 12 or whatever. And I mean, it'd be fairly easy to grid out the map and have, like, one grid is you can move 6 spaces or whatever. And I just think because there's also cover, and you could have all the rules without having to really understand them in place, but it could you could have the tutorial that comes up with your squad is 50% behind cover, so it's going to get this special bonus for wounds that it's going to take. Even though they've changed a lot of that up with the latest Warhammer rules. But I would like to see stuff where you could then go into your editor and paint your army the way that you want to, and have just tons of different stuff. And the thing that I think they can make a ton of money on is if they have a great studio make the game, is to then you could just buy. I like the Chaos Space Marines. I was horrible with them because I would always do stupid stuff like waste all my points with Abaddon.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you weren't. When you played my army, you were amazing. But
I think it was newbie luck, though. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to attack all that shit. You get extra rolls. Okay. You get more extra rolls. Okay. You are literally decimating his army. Okay.
And then you could have, like, Abaddon as in their little thing and be like, okay, for $1, you get to buy Abaddon, and he's now in your army forever. You can always add him to your list or take him out. And then, you could have this great, huge audience that would absolutely throw tons of money, because they already throw tons of money for stupid plastic miniatures.
Oh, yeah.
And you could have it on your PC. You wouldn't have to have a huge hog load of memory for this thing.
I really
be an
like
amazing
that
game.
idea. That's a great idea.
And because the thing I would like is, because I enjoy the RTSs and I like the 3D models, but I think it'd be really cool to be able to, because you could learn the game really well by having the tutorial and have all the rules, and you can't do this because of this.
Yeah.
And just because that would be the one thing that, because there's lots of times when you play and you're like, I'm not really sure about how this all shakes out. But if you have somebody who's written down and came up with all the rules, and then they just implement it into the game and work with the developers, I think you'd have this amazing thing that has, and I mean, you could be on Orc homeworld, or you could be on the Tau world, or you could be in the Chaos Nebula on a ship. I mean, the settings are endless, and the stories that you could have would be amazing. Because I mean, you could then shoot this off into making a deal with D&D people.
Yeah, for sure.
To have this great 3D
Well,
thing
I
where you
think
could.
it would be a double win for GW anyway, because, I mean, like you guys, you first started, or at least David, I know you first started playing Magic with the video games that came out on Xbox.
Yep.
And
First I played it at your house with your decks, and then I got it on Xbox because I really liked
but that's when you really got into it, and it was like, I think I'm gonna buy cards and play this. You know, if they were to do it the way that you're proposing it, I think it would be fantastic, and it would really give a lot of people an into a great game that's hard to get a group together to play. Mm-hmm. You know, you're talking about a bunch of grown adults. If you always have an online game that's going, or people that are waiting, or, you know, all of your friends can get together on a computer a lot easier than you can get together in real life. So, I mean, that would just be awesome to be able to be like, okay, let's set up our armies, get everything going. And
that's what takes the longest, is getting your army set up and then rolling for initiative and roll.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that stuff would be automated.
Well, no, I'm saying like in real life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's always difficult in real life. I mean, with this, at least, you would be able to just like be like, I want to load up this terrain. And have a terrain editor for people who love to make new terrains.
Yeah, so it would be great.
And really, really pull in that 3D aesthetic. So that,
I mean,
you know, everything's, you can have undulating, you know, like lands and hills, and then you could have a mountain and everything else.
And the great thing is you could have all those great, what's the Armageddon game types where they have like the huge tanks and the Titans and stuff like that. And I would be okay with having
like that giant
ridiculously huge,
the giant orc thing that's like
3 feet tall.
Yeah, and it's 500 points.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the points are for it now with the new system, because they've changed a lot of stuff up from when we played.
It used to be 500. It was ridiculous.
But I just would, because those types of things, the Titans, if you wanted to buy one, make it like $15. I would pay that to get a Titan.
Yeah.
I mean, you could rake in the freaking cash and do nothing. You wouldn't have to be paying for anything besides some coder to make a 3D model, and then you could paint it however you wanted to.
See, but here's the thing, though, is that
you sell a digital
This
copy
all
of it.
sounds like an excellent microtransaction game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, this is where I
mean,
think microtransactions work well.
Yeah, exactly. This is where they would shine because, they have a use. It's not just like, I bought a skin.
Yeah.
Yay.
And the thing that would be is...
we wouldn't make it RNG. You buy what you need.
Yep. Just have a storefront.
Yeah. Buy what you want. Put it at a decent enough price. At least cheaper than the actual items. Because here's the thing. I always wanted to get in Magic Online because you can always play. There's always games. It's like still really archaic, like game base, so it kind of sucks. But on the flip side, you know, it has all the cards, but you have to pay full price for those cards. So it's
really,
yeah. A booster pack of Magic Online game or cards is $3.49 or whatever. Yeah,
isn't there anything online where you can just like?
I mean, here's the one thing that they did. They did throw the online players a bone and released the Power 9 because they never got it. And if it's not being printed and it's in that game, sure, you can have it. And you could trade cards with people and you can buy and sell. So, like, you got money influx and everything else. And I wouldn't want that kind of system. I would like it to be just a purely storefront on game through like the actual developer, that feeds it directly to Games Workshop. So then Games Workshop's getting happy because they're getting new money from products that they technically don't have to manufacture because they pay for that artist once. Then they're done.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing that I would like is a lot of people may say, well, it's pay to win. But you could set up a game where it's like, sure, you paid $20 for that Titan, but you're not going to be able to use it unless you're in a game that allows for Titans to be used, which means the other side is going to have their style of Titan.
But here's the thing, though. Like, if you go out and you play Warhammer at a game shop, it's still pay to win.
Yeah.
No matter what angle you look at this game, it's always going to be some sort of quote unquote pay to win.
And it doesn't even matter because, I mean, I would bring Abaddon.
Exactly.
And he would just get raffle stomped because he'd be walking across the field. Or
Yeah,
he'd go in his Rhino and
because
get killed.
you'd have bad rolls.
Because it's all chance. So, I mean, even if you have this amazing Terminator group with, twin lightning claws so they get to re-roll all their misses, I would miss a lot, then I'd re-roll, and I'd miss a lot again. So, I mean, it just, it's all luck of the draw. So even if I have this amazing thing with, plus 10 strength, and I'm going to just rock your face off with this group of people that I paid a ton of points for, and then they just die instantly because I mishapped or something,
Or, they drop the freaking drop pod on them. Thanks. You killed my dudes. All right, well, that was fun. I mean, yeah, and exactly. This is where having a good RNG type of system comes into play, because a random number generator should always just be used strictly for dice rolls, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't like random number generators when it comes to determining loot, especially with the cases of like Destiny 2. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten the same exotic over and over because the RNG is just like, oh, here's the dice roll you got. Here you go.
Yeah.
Over and over. First off, it's a bad number generator. Second off, it's being used for something that's arbitrarily bullshit. I only want dice rolls in a game, whether hidden or shown, if it has to do with numbers that actually affect the gameplay. Warhammer, it affects the gameplay. Put it in there.
And the one thing I wouldn't want to see, like, you won the season, because I think this would be a great ladder type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to see the winner gets, this amazing tank. I would like to see this amazing tank skin, or you get this cool different model for the weapon, but it doesn't do anything for you in the game. It just is something that's like, hey, I won first place this year in the season 1
Something to
of the
show
ladder.
off.
Like, I would be okay with, something like that. Or
I would say that if you were going to push that as a hardcore angle, I would make it like a small money winnings,
Well, I mean, in that because that could be, since esports is getting big into it.
Yeah,
this
they
could be the
had
next
esports on ESPN the other day. A coworker of mine was like, "Yeah, I was flipping through channels.
Really?
Stopped on ESPN, and they were all playing some video game." I was like, "What were they playing?" He's like, "I don't know, but it looked really complex." I was like, "Was it League of Legends?" He's like, "I don't know. You're just saying words to me now."
Well, the funny thing is that people would be like, "Oh, that's not a sport." It's like it's just the same amount of sports as playing pool or poker on ESPN. If you can watch those, you can watch esports.
Well, he was telling me like he never thought about the idea of watching people play video games in a competitive style, and he's like, looks really complex. Those people that are doing that, their fingers and hands are moving like miles a minute.
The watchership for watching other people play is like in the billions.
Yeah.
Like a billion. But I mean, still, a billion people, 1/7 of the world's population watches other people play video games.
I'm one of them.
And I don't get when people are like, oh, that's dumb. Why would you just want to sit around and watch somebody play video games? Like, well, that's dumb. Why would you want to sit around and watch people dribble a ball down the court? It's literally the exact same thing.
It's just that the
literally.
person who is sitting on the couch or with the controller isn't really. I mean, they're not like working every day to, I mean, in a physical
Whatever,
manner,
dude.
like
Well,
pushing weights and shooting a
In
ball.
Black Ops 3, my KD's won. You think I didn't just think that just fell into my lap, David?
You want to hear something ridiculous? Like,
I trained for that.
you both know how terrible I am at
Yes.
playing first-person shooters.
Oh, so bad.
My
I'm joking.
Destiny KD score is like at like 1.8.
Yeah, I didn't know they showed it.
They don't, but there's an emblem that you can get that shows your KD.
Oh, I'm sure it does on Destiny Item Tracker as well.
Oh yeah, it does.
But those are my two games. Because I said, because you weren't here, but
Yeah.
I said I'd like to see like a 3D representation, basically the same thing, but just for Magic the Gathering. And you'd be able to set it in like an Eldrazi world or whatever.
I don't think it would work as well with Magic the Gathering. I mean, just from my viewpoint and my perspective of playing that game, Magic has tried releasing real games, and every time they always kind of fall flat because they don't know what they want to do. Do they want to make it...
They already got a pretty good thing going. With the
Pretty
card
much.
game.
They have their online community, and then they have like their paper community.
Analog.
And both people like just throw tons of money at Wizards of the Coast. Like, here you go, have all my money, because it's that shit is crack. I swear to God, like the smell of opening boosters is addicting. So like you're like, I want to crack a pack. I'm gonna crack a pack.
Well, it's, I mean,
I'm gonna
it's the
get
same-
up in the middle of the night and crack a pack.
Oh, but
it's
then
just-
it's like, oh, you want a new D&D campaign? Give us more money.
I mean, it's the same thing as gambling.
Pretty
'Cause,
much.
once you find that one legendary or mythic rare creature, they're like, I got the hollow foil. Oh,
And this
Well,
is
card is
this
worth
is why
$80.
Well, with,
when
uh,
it comes down to that, you're just buying singles. Fuck it, you buy what you need.
Exactly. I was going to
If
say,
you're looking for
I just go
exact cards-
online and Google best white token cards, and I buy whatever that list says.
Well, I mean, that's a way to do it. But, I mean, I wasn't here for what you were discussing about the Magic game, but from what I've seen with...
Just kind of like an AR or like a visual 3D representation.
and
of-
they've done that,
Yeah.
and it always falls flat. Like, people end up not liking it because they're trying to handle too much shit at once. I think that the way they have it is fine. They're trying to push that board game. I bought it, and it sucks ass. You know, I didn't enjoy it, at least. It wasn't for me. I'll just stick to my cardboard. That's what I enjoy. That's what I've always played. But then again, you could definitely be right. But I would highly recommend going back and maybe going on Steam and try to find those old Magic games and see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. So anyway, I had to disappear and take care of some business. I am back though. So
Is this a discussion of games we want to have sequels, or just
Yeah.
games we want?
Like if you have a sequel that you'd really think would do well, or a game that you,
What if it's just like another numbered entry in a game that...
yeah, then that's a sequel.
Okay. I didn't know if this is like standalone games that...
No, I just was thinking, since there's not a lot of good games or games that I would want to play coming out.
well, yeah, it's definitely fuck you. It's January for everybody.
Yep.
If you're a gamer, tough titty. Unless you're really big into Monster Hunter and Dark Souls style gaming, then you're fine. If you're into movies, fuck you. It's January.
Yeah.
Nothing to watch.
No, it's Oscar season now, so you gotta start catching up. I'm gonna start doing that.
Oh, well. And then fuck you, it's January for television too.
Ugh.
So I mean, the only people that are winning right now is
The Patriots.
football. Yeah, there you go, and that's it. Plain and simple. That's the big thing everyone's looking forward to right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, God of War, April 20th.
The sex number.
Yep, Hitler's birthday.
You know what's really great is
Is it
because
really?
Yeah, April 20th.
yeah, April 20th is
Today,
Hitler's birthday.
It's pot holiday and
Pot
Columbine.
Yeah, Columbine. Well, they
Yeah.
did that to honor Hitler.
Oh.
Supposedly,
that makes sense.
supposedly, who knows?
And Oklahoma City bombing was almost
April 19th.
Yes.
Yep.
1995.
It's a long time.
We know all these horrible things. Thank you, last podcast on the list. But anyway, so
And I am going to tag GW in this So hopefully they
You
listen to it.
definitely should.
So that way I can see my dream come true. 30 and Nerdy trademark, I want at least 20%.
GW.
Okay,
Games
10%.
What?
Games Workshop, GW.
I don't know what that means.
Games Workshop, they're the people who have created the whole Warhammer franchise.
And,
Oh, okay.
And the great thing,
I didn't
you
know.
could even do a Warhammer fantasy version.
Yeah, that would be so nice to like actually like buy like a fantasy army and play it in that style. Like,
And the thing I
just
like-
hearing this, like, it makes me excited. I want this game. I would buy this game.
And the
I
one
would
thing-
spend money on this
The one
game.
thing that I would stress, if you do this Games Workshop, you need to pick a good developer. I want
Yeah.
like a
No bottom of the barrel
not
butt
THQ, 3DO, go for the cream of the crop, not
Not E EA.
trying to think of what developer.
2007
Go with
Bungie.
Blizzard.
Blizzard would be an excellent one.
If we can get
Activision
Halo
Blizzard.
3 era Bungie back together,
Good luck.
God, money.
But anyway,
Except for you, Luke Smith. Fuck you.
yeah, fuck you.
He was the game director
Oh, okay.
for
Yeah.
when Destiny 2 was in development. You know that mid-development scrap of the story?
How come that happens with every single Bungie game?
Because they're fucked.
They're like, yeah, we're going to make Destiny, and then halfway through, all right, start over.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, we're going to make Destiny Part 2 now. And then halfway through,
Start over.
start it over. Fuck it, let's just throw on the fucking Eververse.
Yep.
All right, so what do you guys have?
So,
Hit it, son.
okay. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this because I've always stated that I don't want a sequel of it. But if it were done right, I would like to see a Halo, I said Halo. God damn it. No,
Halo
I don't.
3 anniversary. Yep.
I didn't like Halo 3. I thought it sucked.
Gah.
Yeah, I know. I just triggered Brady so hard.
But in a good way.
Yeah, apparently he just came in his
No,
pants.
this is me shitting.
He just sounded like Rick over there. Oh, Morty, don't want you. I'm taking
You
for a
don't
big
say
shit.
that.
Anyway, Bloodborne.
Yep.
I was going to say Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne 2, but here's how you do it. Instead of basing it in Yharnam, I want to know what happens like in the rest of the world. Same thing with these Dark Souls games. I want to know about the lands beyond Anor Londo and New Londo and Firelink Shrine and all these places. Like I want to see like
First person.
it's almost just like with Wheel of Time. It all takes place on just this small part of landmass.
So you mean like Elder Scrolls?
What's happening on the other side of the planet? Are they like, what a bunch of backwards fuckholes? They still fight with swords. We're like sitting here in the 39th century fucking
We can aim
space
down
people.
Aim down sights.
Yeah, we can ADS. What are they doing?
Because I think the rest of the
So
world
Baron?
is Shanchan. Because I think that the way that their map is set up, it's not like a...
No, this is actually that whole book series takes place only in one
I
corner
know.
of the world.
But I think the other part of the world is... I think I view it kind of like World of Warcraft, where there's just the two continents.
Actually, with World of Warcraft, that's not 100% true. Because we don't know what's on the backside of Azeroth.
Okay,
Or-
I view it as we know Azeroth right now.
Because they never go from this side
Around.
to this side. It's
Maybe-
always from...
AJ, did you ever think that Blizzard is woke and that they realize that the world is flat? And so inside their
Damn
game...
it, no. No,
So
no.
inside their
the world
world-
is not fucking flat. If you think the world is flat, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. That's a hot take from me. I don't need no flat earthers listening to my podcast. Oh my god, you triggered
great
me.
subject.
I'm
Hashtag
sorry.
triggered.
Yeah, hashtag it, flip it down and flip it up and reverse it. And no, but I mean, I would love to see either, if you're gonna do a Bloodborne sequel, I would like to almost kind of see the prequel with the Thumerians
Yeah.
and see how the Thumerians came into contact with the Great Ones. I think that would be wonderful. But here's the thing: when it comes to Dark Souls and Bloodborne, is that the story isn't in your face. It's something that you just kind of have to pick up and figure out for yourself. I kind of want like a more direct-driven story with it. and have it like really explain like their contact with the Great Ones and how it all happened. Tell me more about the Thumerians.
The thing with like big, huge, world-changing events like that you hear of throughout games stories, I almost would rather just have it alluded to and not actually shown, because it seems like most game makers can't ever make that big, grandiose moment feel like it's that big.
Or your inside your mind is so much better than
like they can't outdo your
imagination.
Expectation. I know FromSoft probably could, no problem, but that was just my little 2 cents.
Well, I totally
I think it'd
see
be
where
cool.
you're coming from. Like, I think that's why...
Like the never meet your heroes type of deal.
Most definitely. I think that's why, like, Bungie's still dancing around what the Traveler is, what does it do,
I don't think they know.
what's inside of
I
it.
don't think they do either.
Yeah.
That got scrapped.
They're just dance around a sphere, Cricket, dance around a sphere. Dance around a sphere, Cricket, dance around a sphere. You know, like, they're just like, yeah, he's really important. What is it?
Doesn't matter. Space magic.
Space magic, I'll tell you later. How about, dude, did you know that there are dragons? We got dragons in this universe. Whoa, Bungie, thanks for nice deflect.
Yeah.
It's just like in 300 when he fucking shield bashes that guy. Like, shoot, boom.
And it's slow motioned.
Yeah. Slow motion from it. Slow motion from it. Anyway, I would like to see that done. If anybody can do it, I would think that FromSoft would be able to do it, because all of their games already kind of tackle like Lovecraftian ideals. And I feel like they're like the one developer that could really make that whole thing happen. I mean, just the reveal from you're playing a Victorian werewolf game into like that giant fucking moon, the cutscene after you kill Rom.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just like a quick cutscene of the moon just shows up and you're under this lake, and then the Queen of Thumeria is bleeding from her vagina because a baby. And yeah, I know. If you haven't played Bloodborne, this is going to sound crazy to you.
If you have played Bloodborne, this is going to sound crazy to you.
Unless you're like me and you read, every single piece of literature that you could about Bloodborne. But that happens, and then the moon just shows up, and it drops you to your knees, and then you see, like, your brain, like, get hit with all the insight. And I think they did it perfectly. It was definitely, like, a huge, like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Because then, like, you notice, like, the grand cathedrals have, like, those giant amygdalas all over them that you never saw before. And then, like, the great unseen Yahar'gul is this giant fucking place of just insanity. Like, they really were really good at doing a Lovecraftian theme. And I think that if they really wanted to dig into it, they could do it again and do it better.
I would like to see that.
Sadly, though, well, not sadly, because this is something I'd be interested in anyway, is that they're working on a game that takes place during the Aztec times, which, fuck, give it to
That'd
me.
be kind of fun.
Yeah. Aztec Souls, give it to me.
Yep.
As long as I get to cut people's head off at the top of a pyramid and watch it roll down and do a blood sacrifice, I'm in.
And play early basketball, and then the losers get beheaded.
But
Or their hearts taken out.
here's what I
Yeah.
really want. I want a 5-star developer to make me just the most accurate representation of Pogs.
I don't know what happened to I had a huge Pog collection. I don't know what happened to it.
You don't know how hard it was to just roll into that straight face.
I'm glad you did. That was great.
But yeah, just like I want Alf Pogs, I want Apollo 13 Pogs like I had when I was a kid.
Michael Jordan Pogs. I had those.
Yeah, Michael Jordan Pogs.
And I want those big, thick slammers.
Oh, dude, I had slammers for days, bro. I had like this really thick, like plastic one. It was like 2 inches thick, and it had like finger grooves in it.
Yeah.
And on the other side, it was just a happy face with like holographic colors on it. And I figured out how to take that sucker, and like I would start with like a backhand behind me, and then I'd come down to where I don't even have my thumb on the bottom of the fucking slammer, and I could just go down the side of somebody's pog stack and flip every single pog, dude. And I'd be like, these are mine, because we played for ante. We weren't fucking around. And that's why I became the fucking pog master.
Man.
I had this really sweet like hard metal slammer that looked like a saw blade. And you know what Whitechapel says? The saw's the law, buddy. So I took the law and ran with it.
We're really putting the 30 and 30 and 30 tonight. I don't know what's a slammer. Isn't that like a grand slam at?
You don't know what the slammer is in Pogs?
No.
It's what you use to flip the Pogs.
Pog what little circle of cardboard?
Yeah, basically with a picture on it. And
Okay,
then the
I
slammer,
don't know what a pog is. I'm 24 years old.
Brady.
Fuck me.
Come here. I'm going to tell you all about Pogs, all right? Pogs were these collectible cardboard cutouts of circles about the shape of like
Half
a
dollar or so.
Yeah, a half dollar. And
So like half of my. Never mind.
half
Keep
your
going.
dick, yeah. So anyway, I had like a Pog mat,
Need a
kind of like a
penis
play
replacement.
mat.
I did too, but it was a circle.
Yep.
Yep.
I had a circular Pog mat with a dragon on it. It was really sick. But anyway, so the best part about it was all of these people, like all these fast food chains, were throwing out Pogs all over the place.
What do you do with them? Just look at them?
No, you play with
Admire
you.
them?
There's
Okay,
a
so you
game.
have like you'd put like 20 pogs or something like that. I can't remember what the exact rules were, but you'd have your stack of pogs, and then the other person would go, and they have the slammer, which is a slightly bigger pog, basically that's either made of plastic or metal, and you try and flip their cards to like face up, and then you technically get to keep whatever you flip.
Yeah.
And then rinse.
What are
and
you
repeat.
slamming?
The other pog. So
So
it's
you're
basically
you're
a pepperoni
slamming the
stack.
stack.
Pepperoni stack. Okay. You're speaking my language now.
You slam the slammer down
On what? The
On,
table?
on the pogs.
onto the Pogs.
So you try and not hit it level. You try and hit it with the side, so that circle and circle. You try and do that. So it flips the cardboard pogs. So you get to keep those, and whoever flips the most wins.
and you play for keeps.
You're supposed to.
You're
Wow.
supposed to at least. But anyway,
I had but there was always pogs I wouldn't play with. Like I wouldn't play with my Michael Jordans.
Like
those are
were
mine.
cramp-
those
uh,
are my because I love Michael Jordan. It wasn't
I
that they
had
were
Alf
great or that they were
pogs.
worth money. It was that they were worth something to me.
Yeah.
exactly. So Hardee's actually did a tie-in with Apollo 13, and they had the full Apollo rocket Pog holder, like in a 4-stage rocket that you could twist together and make it one giant Pog
The
holder.
Saturn V?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm interested.
And the
Well,
the
I
funny
mean, this
thing
was
is,
just something that Hardee's did, but like I had like all sorts of Pog holders. I had like short ones.
Yeah.
I had like super long ones.
and they're basically like Pringle cans where you just have
Except
the
for
little
they're
pop top.
like, about as thick as a giant dick.
Okay, we're over here complaining about microtransactions, and they sold this.
And we bought it.
Yeah.
We didn't buy it. Our parents bought it.
And Pet Rock. It sounds like generations are getting better.
This was way better than Pet Rock.
Oh yeah, this was something that was tangible and fun.
But you can hold a rock.
It was
Think of the things you can do with a rock.
it was more fun than Jack's. Let's put it that way, son.
Jacks are pretty fun.
Well, Pogs is better.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, I want a nice 3D representation of Pogs with realistic physics.
Basically, I
Unreal
think what's
Engine
gonna happen
4.
is,
VR Pogs.
It's the whole entire game will lead up to you get to pick all your pogs, you pick out your slammer, you're gonna take your hand back and throw it, and then all that's gonna happen is he's gonna throw his hand down, and there's just gonna be the OK symbol right at the bottom, and that's gonna be the game. Thanks for buying our crap, loser.
No,
There's
Pog,
going to be quick time events like
I
Mash
can't-
A to Pog.
I can't.
Thanks for that.
Hey, Mom, I'm
That verb.
pogging. Mom, don't come in. I'm pogging.
Who taught us son how to Pog?
Oh, Jimmy's into the pogs again. It's like an addiction. He just wants all the pogs.
Oh, Mary, you remember our first Pog.
It was a very fast phase.
I mean,
Came and
it was
went.
it was
did.
definitely something that lasted only about 6 months. But
Like
it
fidget
was
spinners.
it was such
Okay,
a
there you go. I can't say anything either.
there you go. Yeah,
Now we eat Tide Pods, so it doesn't really matter.
Tide Pods, Pogs. Coincidence? Is there a fucking conspiracy here? I think there may be. I feel like
If you don't want me to eat Tide Pods, don't make them look tasty. Make them look like Brussels sprouts or a broccoli. No one. Let's just cut the crap. Broccoli's fucking gross.
I have to agree.
I love cauliflower though. Although Red Lobster, they deep fry their broccoli, and it is delicious.
That's so, do you like onion rings?
The super thin ones,
But you hate onions.
yes, but the big fat, thick cut onion rings, throw them
Fuck you.
in a fire.
Fuck you.
But the shoestring thin ones,
Like
So
they
if
go on
it's
a
like in a
burger.
bloomin' onion,
yes, I like those too.
That's the same thing. It's just shorter. It's
It's
not a circle.
less onion though.
yeah, but you're probably eating a shit ton of them.
Yeah, but I can't
So you're-
tell.
You know what you
getting-
probably do? You're like, could I have 6 of the bloomin' onion sauce, and then you just eat all the fried dough.
Oh, that is the best part though. You know it. You know it. I know it.
Crispies? Yeah.
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 No,
Give me a
but
box of Crispies.
It's the amount. It's the onion per bite. Like the
You could just take
thickness.
smaller bites, you know.
So
No, but
so
even that still
OPB
equates.
over BPB. So onion per bite over batter per bite. If your batter per bite is higher than your onion per bite, then it's good.
Yes.
But if your onion per bite is higher than your batter per bite, then it's no bueno.
It's no bueno.
You're weird, dude. They're all onion rings and they all taste delicious.
One
We're all
is,
God's children in the dark, Brady.
one is better than the other.
Some of these things are not like the other.
I still-
One of these things is better than the other. I think you're full of dick.
I
all right?
miss the rains down in Africa.
Oh, you're gonna bring Africa into it? God damn, Toto boy. I would have to say, like, after the day that I've had with all the severe amount of anger, this is probably the most energetic and fun I've been on this show in a long time. And I'm sorry
too.
I'm not like that more often. I should really get out there and suck the day's dick. Like, every time a microphone gets in front of my face, just give it. Just fucking give it to you. Because you earned it. You are the listener, and you earned me sucking the day's dick.
You know what else they earned? My game that I want made.
Yeah, they did.
Another L.A. Noir.
Really?
I thought they were doing that.
They're
No, they're
re-releasing
re-releasing it so they can also put it on the Switch. Have you seen they're putting fucking Dark Souls on the Switch?
Yeah.
I heard they're going to have Super Mario in it.
Shut up. That's not funny.
They're going to put Link in it.
Kind of cool.
He's going to ride Epona.
Oh, God.
He's going to have a Ocarina.
But the way that game ends, you can't really have a sequel. So if they could just do like another detective game, maybe set in like Chicago or something cool like that, New York,
Chicago Noir.
like Al Capone era Chicago.
I think that idea of a game, but with so let's say we have like an LA Noir style where you're a detective, but instead of like odd petty crimes and the murder here and there, you're chasing a fucking serial killer.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yes.
Except that I would still be off.
Well,
of
in
the
LA
game.
Noir, you are. It's the Black Dahlia.
I want to be chasing after like Kemper
Yeah.
or Gotti or the big wackos.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Or even an amalgamation of all those, like a fake serial killer that you just have to.
And I mean,
hunt down
like,
and
I
find.
understand.
I think it'd be fun if they had more than just one, because I think since it's an open world game, to kind of have that overarching just one supervillain, I think it'd be fun to be like an FBI version where you're doing major crimes.
Yeah.
Instead of solving all the piddly little things, but you have
And
all
I-
these major things happening, and you're supposed to go out into the world and solve just
Yeah.
big, huge crimes, and then shoot people randomly.
And I was thinking,
and
it's
run
like,
them over.
like that. that'd be crazy if all these murders were happening at the same time. I'm like, oh wait, it already did in the 60s and 70s in California.
Yeah. I mean, if Rockstar could put it together, because like that is technically the only Rockstar game I like was L.A. Noire.
Great game.
It was really good, but here's what sucked about it. For some reason, Rockstar makes these giant up fucking open world games, doesn't know how to fucking do car physics.
No.
Would you please hire somebody from Gran Turismo or from fucking Forza to come over and fucking, all right, here's our car engine.
The good thing is you could have your partner drive there. So you don't have to experience.
And I think it'd be fun if there was online play for that, like where you could have the team up to solve the crimes together.
Ooh.
Yes. Co-op
Somebody could
crime
be
fighting.
a serial
Ooh.
killer.
That'd be so hard to do, but it'd be fun.
It would have to be a larger than life game. In
It would
order
have
to do something.
have
like
to be
that.
like cat and mouse. Like you have like 20 minutes to
I think
kill and then clean up after yourself, or
I think we're stepping into the realm to where video games can't be made into yet.
yeah.
If we're thinking like these kind of like broad giant, ideas, because that's something that we just can't do on modern consoles or PCs. Go fuck yourselves, guys. You're not the fucking master race. Go eat a dick. There are no master races. Just master race piece of shits.
What if there's a run called the Master Race?
A run.
Nobody's gonna do that.
I'm just saying.
I could see that Richard Spencer might be the person who tried to head that one up, but
Do you know what's funny?
it'd be just a bunch of people sig heiling and getting crap thrown at them while they carried around the stupid.
Somebody needs to
flag.
throw full cans of beer at them.
No, they need
Frozen
to throw
beer.
cans of beans. Those are dense.
Ooh.
And strong tin.
So when I was a kid, I wasn't a
Or
kid.
aluminum cans. They don't use
Yeah,
tin anymore. I don't think.
aluminium.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't keep up on the can game anymore. I'll just quit talking. What am I
Ever since
doing?
we stopped
What am I
night
doing to
stalking,
myself?
we just don't keep into the can game anymore.
No.
What cans have lips nowadays? I don't know, but I can tell you anything. Pork and beans isn't, because they never lip,
Fuck them.
and they will never lip. And stores expect us to stack that shit 3 tall. Go eat a dick.
Yep.
and 3 or 4 rows deep.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
We're doing a full facing. No.
No, we're not. You're getting a single face. That's it. Man, this looks really beautiful. Do not touch anything.
You
It
cannot
will
buy
all
those
fall
beans.
back, especially if you're doing cereal the way that I would fucking face that. Because when we worked at Altoona, we had to put on toppers, so we had to pull one box up and lay it flat. So what I would do, and I remember, what was his name, Jerry or Terry? Terry would pull all of us back, and he's like, and whoever's making the cereal boxes where it's just one in front, one in back, and then a cereal on top, stop doing that.
Yeah, just a
It was
gap.
me.
I did it.
I was making cereal Stonehenges all the way down that shit. If you pulled one, the entire fucking thing
Yep.
was coming down.
That's a load-bearing cereal box.
It was.
It was structurally integral to the.
His masterpiece.
But I mean, to come up with this type of game, I think it would be wonderful. And if it were like a, I would almost have to say that it'd probably have to be like a scripted thing then.
Yeah.
I think, or it could be because the way things are going. If you do VR and be able to connect like Bridge Crew, I think it'd be fun to have it almost Dungeons and Dragons esque, where you have a dungeon master who is the serial killer, and then you have your group of people who are sitting there, maybe being taken to a location to look for clues and stuff like that to figure out the crime.
Ooh, that's
and
even that's good too.
I was going to
And
say,
so
we
then-
could just write a D&D campaign.
And so then
Of
you'd have
murder.
a VR D&D just set in like LA Noir esque,
That would be
1940s,
cool.
1950s.
I think that'd be
City.
pretty sweet too. I don't know. I fully agree with you though. Like LA Noire type sequel would be nice, especially with the more modern gaming systems,
Yeah.
because
You
you
can
can
tell-
really read faces instead of just like on a 360 where it still kind of looks like a marshmallow.
I mean, well, the facial capture
I would
they
still
did was
do
great,
awful.
but I mean, the rest of the game didn't look that great at all.
When in doubt,
well, you know where they put their money. is
yeah,
the thing.
into the face.
when in doubt, lie.
When in doubt,
Or when in doubt,
X.
say that they lied.
Doubt. No,
you're a
all
liar.
doubt.
You're a filthy liar. I know you did it. Do you have any evidence? No, I
Sorry
don't.
about that.
I'm going to turn off this recorder and beat you till you tell
Yep.
me.
I have another game, the Battlefield Bad Company series. I want a
Ooh.
third one. Those were so fun.
I did like the first one. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I never played Battlefield Bad Company 2, but
And they leave two just open ended, like, all right, ramping up for a third one, and it's been like 30 years since it came out.
I have no stake in this Battlefield game because I don't play Battlefield.
It's just like the fun of Battlefield mix, and it's kind of comedy
potty humor and the people are like rejects from the regular army. But
Yeah.
So it'd basically be where I'd probably wind up if I had to go into the army.
I would end up. They would just make me joint chiefs of staff.
You-
when they
you know
saw
what
my
they would
sick
make
Call of
me?
Duty skills.
They would make me a bed to sleep on because I'm a big fat squishy thing. I'd be the guy who eats donuts and makes everybody else have to do sit-ups while I'm eating the donuts.
You're just laying there, and somebody's sleeping on you. It's like, hey, Jay. It's like, yeah. Thanks. I just wanted to know you were there still.
Yeah. It's like when Peter Griffin gets hired to be Laura Flynn Boyle's blanket. Fun fact about Laura Flynn Boyle, she's from Iowa. The more you know.
Isn't her last name like what you do to, like,
Water?
no, you put alcohol in like a dish you're cooking and you catch it on a fire? Oh, that's flambeing. My bad.
You're so close.
You were nowhere near. What are you doing with your life, Brady?
Nothing.
And
Playing video games and talking into microphones about playing video games.
my second game is not Pogs. As cool as that would be.
That would be pretty heckin'.
So I would like to see.
Peggle 3.
You know I love Peggle. I fucking love Peggle.
You platinum.
I have a platinum on Peggle 2 on PS4. I take that shit serious.
This Peggle game is strong.
My Peggle game is strong, thick and long. I swear to God, dude, I can shoot a ball like nobody's business. Anyway, I would love to see Squaresoft go back to just being Squaresoft and actually make like a Final Fantasy VIII, but for real this time.
Yeah.
Instead of and like I know like you guys are just gonna be like
No, actually,
JRPG.
I don't care about Final Fantasy VIII. I would say I want them to remake
Final Fantasy VII
7
correctly
with
instead
just
of
updated graphics and the same combat system, the same materia system, the same everything. Just give me updated graphics. And,
I think that would be beautiful
and that's
too.
all I want. I don't want this action RPG, hit X, and do all this bullcrap.
I hate
Final Fantasy 15.
I
junk.
hate what Final Fantasy has turned into. It really pisses me off. I mean, like Brady, you really hold no claims to.
I couldn't care less. I watched my friend Katie play 15. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
15 is dumb as fuck. I mean,
That's pretty dumb.
but
I
I
don't
mean,
want to play any of these games
David
ever.
and I,
Ever.
like, we're from the age of when they were really putting
the
a lot
age
of
of
love.
Pogs.
Yeah, we're from the age of Pogs where they really put a lot of love into their 16-bit RPGs all the way up to their 32-bit RPGs.
You know, I just want to know when the actual Final Fantasy is going to be.
Okay, so the story about that is Squaresoft was running out of money. And,
Is it like how Zelda or all that stuff only happened once, but since they're legends, people just tell them that the story
No.
gets changed?
No, so what it is that Squaresoft originally was just like a normal video games developer. Their biggest game that they ever had up until they made Final Fantasy was Rad Racer. That was a Squaresoft game. And they were going broke. They were going out of business. And the guy was like, all right, I just want to make one more game then. And they're like, all right, whatever. And he's like, I just want it to be my Final Fantasy. So he made a fantasy game,
Cool.
and it went out and it sold huge, and it put Squaresoft back in business.
Nice.
So what did they do after that? No other games except for RPGs until like recently when they were like, all right, now we can start branching out and let's do Hitman's. Let's buy that IP.
It's doing pretty good now.
Do you want to be Hitsman's?
I want to be the hitman. Yes.
Hit me. Hit me with my man. Get that tattoo on your dick. But yeah, I would love to see the resurgence maybe of old school turn-based RPGs. I love them. Lost Odyssey came out, and I recently learned that Lost Odyssey was actually made by the people who used to work just for Squaresoft when they were making like really good RPGs. When they're the people who made Lost Odyssey, and it definitely shows. You can tell that game was made by somebody who knew what they were doing with the format. Though you know what, I won't deny it. Like, I fucking love Kingdom Hearts. It's a hack and slash with RPG elements and Disney
characters.
Yep, it's fun. It's great fun.
Now that Disney owns Fox, they could have The Simpsons in there.
I don't want to even talk about this fucking
Star Wars
monopoly.
characters
This
in Marvel.
Guess what? Marge Simpson is now a Disney princess.
I don't. Hot take.
Ugly people need to be princes and princesses.
Oh, homie.
The Laser Time community has made me hate The Simpsons because of the goddamned steamed hams. That fucking meme that's going around.
Oh, sugar.
Make it stop. I hate you. I hate Simpsons.
Honey.
It's not funny anymore. Make it
It
stop.
hasn't been funny for years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Years.
steamed hams will always be funny.
I don't.
It's my generation, man.
It makes me want to punch
I get it.
my dick. But yeah,
That's basically
I
what it is
hope.
right
I hope Darth Sidious can be in Kingdom Hearts.
I think that would be kind of cool if they were to do that, but who the fuck knows? Like, they've been working on Kingdom Hearts 3 forever.
They showed it at last year's E3.
They showed it at
That doesn't mean
every
anything,
single
though.
year's E3.
Look
I mean,
at,
They showed Death
La-
Stranding at
Last
year's
Guardian.
E3. That's not coming out for like 2 years.
then they had to get crowdfunded. I mean, how sad is that?
Which one? Last
Shenmue?
Guardian?
Yeah, The Last Guardian. They threw that bitch on Kickstarter after showing a video for it.
Yeah. Yeah, Shenmue got funded fully like an hour after they announced it.
Is that the game where you have to go work as a forklift driver for 7 days?
I don't remember. I never
On
played the
Dreamcast?
I never played the Shenmue games.
It better not be a Doosan. Fuck Doosan.
I hope it's not a Doosan, because you can fuck a Doosan.
But let's recap.
Crabba.
Let's recap here and draw this thing to a close before we go off on a pog tangent again.
Oh, Jesus.
I love pod tangents.
Dude, no, we're going on a Beyblades tangent next. No, we won't. I'll say that.
Oh,
for
you
next
said
episode.
pog tangent.
Yeah, pog.
Oh, I thought you were saying like just because like we always go off topic, so it's a pod tangent.
Oh.
And that's why I was like, I love pod tangents.
We'll
I love the fact that like if we had people holding guns to our heads and saying if you go off topic, we kill you, all three of us would be dead within 15 minutes.
Yep. But we'll have a Beyblade episode next week. I'll bring them over. We'll play.
Are you so? Brady can't see what's so awesome about Pogs, but he could see what's so awesome about Beyblades.
Dude, they're battle tops. It's fucking amazing. It's the coolest thing in the world.
The worst part was when they made a fucking cartoon. We didn't have a Pogs cartoon because it was all in our heads.
We were hardcore. We'd playing outside, like in the dirt. We just throw down, dude. We'd play for pinks too. You lose, I get your fucking blade.
Do you ever play in your mom's bathtub?
Yes, I played in the bathtub.
with Beyblades.
Yeah, and I also had one of the plastic arenas. It took Grandview Park Baptist by storm.
I think I remember these because I think we did this as like a team building exercise when I was at college. And
Well, you should have come to elementary at Grandview.
We always
Thriving,
lost.
thriving community.
Because everybody picked the ones that spun counterclockwise, and then one guy got one that spun clockwise, and that one just wrecked our faces every time.
And we didn't use
matter whose
those
it was.
tiny little launchers that you had to hold with
Yeah,
two
the
fingers.
zipper.
We had the full handle one that you can sit there and just. And I got an extended ripper thingy. It just-
Jesus Christ.
it was great.
That was Pogs for your generation.
And I
Yeah,
remember
pretty much.
I was at my friend Thad's house, and this kid, Nathan, who cares? Was across the way and
Looking at
is
us like we know who this person is.
playing, practicing Beyblades with his brother, and we had Thad's telescope set up because they lived across the street from each other on a cul-de-sac. We were watching. Him, was like, "Oh fuck, did he get a new Beyblade?" I was like, "What one is it?" I don't know, dude. Get your shit out. We gotta practice.
How fucking ridiculous.
It was great.
I mean, it is almost just as ridiculous as Pogs.
Yeah.
Earlier, I almost likened Pogs to yo-yos, but I realize every young generation
Yep.
goes crazy for yo-yos.
Did you have a yo-yo guy come to your school?
Yeah.
Us too.
But
That guy made a killing.
yeah, but here's the thing is that, like, our yo-yo revolution hit in middle school. At least I was in middle school when it happened, when Yomega came out with Fireballs and Power Brains. So,
Ooh.
and I remember,
I had a Duncan
like,
Butterfly.
did you?
Yep.
I had
Still
I
have
could put it down on the ground and bring it back up.
Could you?
I
couldn't
had
do any dope tricks. I could just like
I meant just that I could put it down and bring it back up.
yo and then yo it again.
Yeah, that's all I could do.
Oh,
I
dude.
couldn't walk the dog. I couldn't do any of that because all I do is and I try and do all the like getting your finger in there and then it just tangle up.
You know what's funny? It's like I can do all sorts of tricks with the yo-yo.
I'm stupid.
I'm pretty sure if I were to pick one up today, I could still throw down and fucking do Flag Star, Baby in the Cradle. I
could do that one like where. Yeah, I could do some.
I could do plenty of tricks. I wasn't the coolest kid in school, but I'll tell you what, I could do some.
Bullshit, you weren't.
I'm starting to see a picture painted
Oh yeah, tell me.
as to why.
Oh,
Hey guys, check this out! I can do the
You
cradle.
want to see something fucking cool?
so yes, it's true. I did have a super high voice until I was in high school. I was a soprano until 9th grade.
I wasn't even making fun of your voice. It just
Oh,
You know,
well, I mean,
where you think you're doing because I mean I would think it's probably cool, but where you think you're like, all the cool kids are gonna think this is rad, and then they're just like, you're a dweeb.
You could.
it wasn't you're a dweeb. I wish it would have been something as simple as you're a dweeb.
Picture, you go, stop practicing football. Everyone stop. I have something to show you.
No, but we'd be in the student center,
Yeah.
and I would be throwing down my trick moves and thinking I was the center of attention, and then people were just laughing about how fat I was, and they're like, "You're a fat faggot. I hope you die." that was my childhood.
But you're
I
still
wanted-
better at yo-yos than them, so jokes
Yeah,
on
so
them.
they could fucking eat my dick.
Hell yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Let's put a kish in this kabish.
All right, so to recap, just on some games we'd like to see. My throwaway one was the Magic the Gathering. My big one that I really, really, really would love to sink tons of money and time into is my 3D
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
and
Bring
Warhammer
it.
universe. Games Workshop, please make this. Make it right. You will always have my money. You still have it technically, but
My big one was, I think what, in the end, what it is just, I want a true Lovecraftian game that really is like the mind-blowing, encompassing craziness. And I think we may get something like that with Death Stranding with Guillermo del Toro, if he's still working on it with
Oh, he
Kojima.
is.
But beyond that, I mean, I love Souls and Soulsborne style, so that's what I'm always gonna like, kind of like lean back against because it's comfortable. But
Yeah.
any game that could really be a true Lovecraftian horror would just make my fucking
Yep.
day.
Well, there's that one in development.
Oh, you mean H.P. Lovecraft, or it's a Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Mine, the lesser of the two was another Battlefield Bad Company game.
Yep.
3. And then the one I want most is another L.A. noir style rockstar investigation. Chicago noir, New York noir, Des Moines noir.
Des Moines.
You know what I always wanted was a Fallout game set in Des Moines, so then I could be like, oh, I know exactly where I'm going.
I'm gonna go scoop the loot, and nobody's gonna try to fight me now.
Me and Dog Meat are out on the loop.
I'm gonna
Look,
go-
that place used to be the Register. Now
I'm gonna go
it's
break that art display downtown, the glass one. I finally kicked those in. Like those
I'm gonna go to
Pokemon
Toad
Go
Holler
players
and
did.
beat everybody up.
Toad
What
Holler.
the fuck is Toad Holler?
It used to be this
you-
bar that was like at a fight.
Sounds
and
like a
basically-
haunted forest. Oh, I don't go to Toad Holler now.
And basically,
No.
they would.
They'll
They
eat
would,
your
they
soul.
would have MMA fighters and shit. It was also owned by the same people who had Super Toad.
the fuck are
Super Toad was a bar that big bands used to come
Oh,
through.
there's
to.
toads now, but it's a little tiny shithole where it looks like you get fucking stabbed.
Oh, you mean like Kelly's Little Nipper?
yeah.
You go in there, you're guaranteed to leave with an STD or
Yeah.
something. Hepatitis.
It's like the floors are nice and sticky.
Toad Holler, you could go and, of course, you mix booze guys in a fight pit, and then they'd be like, "Oh, who wants to fight tonight?"
Everybody, bro.
So then
yeah,
you'd
they would
get in
have
there
a
and
fight club.
Yeah, we need a Des Moines game. Let's. I don't know what. Just, it has to be set in Des Moines. It's gonna be a very small, short game because not a big city.
Well, the number one employer in the state of Iowa and mainly the city of Des Moines is insurance companies, so it could be Cubicle Master.
Yes, like a mobile game.
MOBA.
Yep.
A MOBA where you're in an office with cubicles.
this has AAA millions of dollars written all over.
Oh,
it.
easily.
What I hate
First
is like
weekend.
the ideas that I had for video games didn't have like the huge synergy that the two that you or the ones that you came up with or the one that you came up with.
Mine are just sequels. Just do it again, but better.
Well,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
same
Like
thing.
it's just like, oh, AJ just wants another stupid game.
No, I liked yours.
I want another stupid game.
I would like to go to prequels of the Bloodborne because I love that whole entire lore. I also would love to have Body Video make more videos on that, so I can just sit there while I'm drifting off to sleep listening to the lore of
Vadi Video's
Bloodborne.
got a voice you fall asleep to.
Yep.
All right, let's put this to sleep.
Alrighty.
Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be the end of our wonderful episode on
Pogs.
hot takes about John Wick 2 and whatever you guys talked about while I was taking care of business, and then video games that we'd love to see remastered or remade or sequel or just made.
Or just me.
Anyways, keep it greasy so it'll go down easy. My name has been AJ,
I'm David.
I'm Brady.
and you have a wonderful, beautiful night or day, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. Just have it wonderful.
Wasn't the nicest thing. Just got a call from Cam Brady saying that he invited me to something called a civility brunch,
Oh,
which I think is just a chance for us to share a meal together and talk about the campaign and its issues to make sure that everything's going to be civil, you know?
that's a lovely idea, Marty. We're all so proud of you. I knew one day your dad would realize your true potential.
Boys, put down your utensils. I want to talk to you about something real quick. I wanted to take this time to say that we're going to be under a lot of media scrutiny. So if there's anything that you want to talk about, any kind of secrets or stories or fibs, now's the time to put it on the table, okay? And if you tell me and your mom, we're not going to be mad.
I said the Lord's name in vain at school.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said I wasn't going to get angry, and I'm not angry.
Okay, good.
I went to the petting zoo and I let the goat lick my penis.
What?
No, that
Now, honey, you promised you wouldn't get mad, okay? They're being honest.
Okay, hopefully that's it.
I had a beer with the old biker man at the end of the street, and he let me touch his old lady's titty.
Oh, breast.
I go to the mall and hide in the stairwell and take photos of women's skirts. I have a whole book of cooter shots under my bed. One time I put a firefly in my butthole
Why?
to make my farts glow.
Oh, God.
I shaved the dog and glued the hair to my nutsack so I looked like a grown man.
I touched myself to Drew Carey on The Price is Right.
God. Okay, that's enough.